All right, let's dive deep today into a system you wear every day, actually.
That's right.
The integumentary system.
Yeah.
So we're talking skin, we're talking hair, we're talking glands, really fascinating stuff that I think a lot of people just uh, don't really think about much.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're going to uncover some really surprising facts about this
Okay.
and really try to understand why it's so important for our health.
Hmm.
Did you know your skin is actually your largest organ?
It is. That's right.
It's wild. Or that your hair, this is a sensory organ.
Yeah, yeah.
Get ready to be amazed, seriously.
It's really fascinating. We often see it as just, skin deep,
Right.
but it's really our shield. It's like a biological superhero suit.
That's a great analogy. Okay, so let's start with the skin.
Okay.
And I know, obviously, it protects us from bacteria and things like that, but how exactly does it do that?
So think of your skin as this very intricate wall, like a multi-layered wall. And so the outer layer, the stratum corneum, is basically a fortress
Okay.
of dead cells packed really tightly together to keep those microscopic invaders out.
Oh, yeah.
And it's constantly shedding and renewing itself, so that helps get rid of any bacteria that might be trying to, hang on.
That's amazing. Okay, so what about the sun? Because obviously we know sunscreen is important.
Yeah.
Does the skin do anything to protect us from the sun's harmful rays?
Absolutely. So your skin has these specialized cells called melanocytes, and those produce melanin,
Okay.
which is a pigment that acts like an internal sunscreen, I guess you could say.
Wow.
It absorbs UV radiation and keeps it from going any deeper and causing damage.
Oh, that's interesting.
And so the more melanin you have, the darker your skin tone is and the more natural protection you have.
Oh, so that's why people with darker skin tones tend to tan more easily.
Precisely.
Yep.
Interesting.
It's a fascinating example of how we've adapted to different environments.
Yeah, absolutely. I never thought about it that way. Okay, so we've got protection. We know it helps regulate our temperature, so is it kind of like our internal AC unit?
More like a sophisticated thermostat.
Oh, okay.
So, when you get hot, you sweat.
Right.
And then that sweat evaporates, that pulls heat away from your skin, which cools you down.
Oh, right.
But then there's more. Tiny blood vessels in your skin, called capillaries, also play a role. So when you're hot, they dilate, allowing more blood flow near the surface to release heat.
Okay.
And when you're cold, they constrict to conserve the heat.
Wow.
So it's really a remarkable system of checks and balances.
That's fascinating. It's like this, I don't know, like a super highway of activity happening right beneath the surface of our skin.
Yeah, all the time, yeah.
That we just don't even think about.
Exactly.
And you mentioned earlier that the skin is a sensory organ.
It is, yeah.
So what does that mean exactly?
Well, think about all the different things you can feel with your skin. The softness of a feather, the heat from, let's say, a stove, or the sting of a paper cut.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all thanks to a huge network of nerve endings within your skin. They're like tiny sensors that are constantly sending information to your brain
Wow.
about pressure, temperature, pain, even vibration.
So it's not just about feeling things, it's about getting information from the world around us.
Precisely, yep.
Okay.
So those sensations help you to react and interact with your environment. Like imagine trying to pick up a cup of hot coffee and you couldn't feel the heat.
Oh, yeah.
Your skin's sensory abilities are absolutely crucial for your safety and well-being.
Wow, I never realized how much we rely on our skin to feel.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a protector, a temperature regulator, the giant sensor.
Right.
Anything else?
Well, don't forget its role in producing vitamin D.
Oh, right. Yes, yes.
So when your skin's exposed to sunlight, it converts a substance called 7-dehydrocholesterol into vitamin D,
Okay.
which is essential for healthy bones,
Right.
immune function.
Yeah.
And even mood regulation.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about the mood regulation.
Yeah.
And then also it helps us get rid of waste through sweat, right? It's like our own little mini detox system.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Mhm.
Let's move on to hair.
Okay.
And I have to admit, I mostly think about hair in terms of fashion.
Yeah, I get it.
But it's got a lot more going on than just looks, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, we might style our hair for aesthetic reasons, but it has a lot of practical functions.
Right.
So for starters, it provides protection. The hair on your head shields your scalp from the sun's harmful rays.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Eyelashes and eyebrows act like tiny little shields for your eyes, keeping out dust, sweat, debris,
Mhm.
and that, often maligned nose hair.
Right.
It's a really effective filter, trapping dust, pollen, all those particles you breathe in before they can reach your lungs.
So those tiny little nose hairs are actually doing us a huge favor.
They are. Yep.
Wow.
And then, there's the insulation factor. Hair helps regulate body temperature by trapping a layer of air close to the skin. It's like your personal insulation layer.
Oh, interesting.
So think about, animals with thick fur.
Right.
That helps keep them warm in the cold climates.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And our hair does the same thing, just, on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you also mentioned that hair is a sensory organ too.
Yeah.
How does that work?
So each hair follicle is connected to a tiny muscle and a nerve ending.
Okay.
So when something brushes against your hair, even just lightly, it triggers these nerves.
Oh,
And that sends a signal to your brain. That's how you can feel a bug landing on your arm,
Right.
even if you don't see it. It's really subtle, but an important part of our sense of touch.
That's incredible. Okay, let's move on to kind of like the unsung heroes,
Yeah.
which are the glands.
Right?
And I know we have sweat glands to keep us cool.
Yeah.
But I've heard there are different types.
Yeah, there's two main types.
Okay.
A Keyparn and apican sweat glands. So eccrine glands are all over your body.
Okay.
And they're the ones that are mostly responsible for that thermoregulation, so that watery sweat that cools you down.
Yeah.
Apocrine glands, on the other hand, are mainly found in your armpits and groin.
Okay.
And they produce a thicker sweat that the bacteria on your skin just love to break down,
Uh-oh.
that's what causes body odor.
Oh, right. So that's why deodorant is so important. It's helping control those bacteria.
Exactly.
Okay, what about the sebaceous glands?
Ah, yes. Those are the tiny little oil factories in your skin.
Oh, okay.
They produce sebum, which is this oily substance that lubricates your skin and your hair and keeps them from drying out. They're located all over your body except for your palms and soles.
Oh, interesting.
And they are especially active during puberty, which can lead to, teenage acne.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Hmm.
Teenagers go through enough changes without their skin rebelling too.
I know, right?
Okay, and lastly, what about the glands in our ears?
You mean the ceruminous glands?
Yes.
Yeah, so they might seem kind of gross, but they serve a really important purpose.
Okay.
They produce earwax,
Right.
which is a sticky substance that traps dust, dirt,
Okay.
other foreign particles, and stops them from reaching your eardrum and causing damage.
So earwax is actually a good thing.
It is, yeah.
Who knew? Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive. I mean, it's really amazing how all these different parts, the skin, the hair, the glands, all work together to keep us healthy and functioning.
It really is. This system is often overlooked, but it really is a testament to how complex and efficient our bodies are.
Yeah.
It's a shield, a regulator, a sensor, all this and more.
It really makes you appreciate the incredible work your body's doing every day without us even realizing it. Now that you know how intricate and important this system is, what steps can you take to better care for it?
That's a great question.
Yeah, something to think about.
For sure.
All right, well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Until next time.
See you then.
Bye.